Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your 2024 Intech Flyer Pursue. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a couple things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, you're going to have a camp cookout that pulls out, as well as a big bat wing awning that's going to come around. So leave plenty of room for all that to be used. On our off campsite, I just want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Both can be toward the front of the unit, power down below, and your water connection up above that. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you want to do is level your unit. Unit comes with a hand crank. Right will bring you up, to the left will bring you down. Just get your unit level. Once your unit's level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Get stabilizing jacks in all four corners here. I am going to recommend some jack pads. Stabilizing jack pads will sit on the ground. That'll keep the feet of your stabilizing jacks from sinking into the ground, into the hot blacktop, keep them from getting too dirty. As you notice, this bolt will be loose so that foot can move with the contour to the ground. Got a hand crank that's got a slot on it. Get that slot in there. Run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. Run that down just until it feels like it's going to lift the unit and stop. Once you got all four of them down, next thing we're going to do is hook up our power and water. Again, power cord plugs in here on the side. The way those plug in is it'll go into the left at say 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, turn it to noon, and then put your black washer on. Now at the end of that 30 amp service, you need to plug into a 110. There'll be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. There's the aforementioned adapter. Now let's hook up our water. In your water docking station here, got two sets. On the right hand side is where we're going to hook up to at campsites. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. I always use these because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. So once that hose is hooked up, we're going to come over to our campsite. And this here is where your hose right here is going to hook up. And this is going to be your water supply. Now let's say you're going to go camping and you're not going to hook up at a campsite. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can simply gravity fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell it's full. Right there is an overflow. Or on the inside, you can check the level of your freshwater tank. Once that's full, remove that hose, put your cap back on. And then on the inside, you can turn on your water pump to utilize that water. I'll show you that when we get inside. All right, you're all set up for power and water. Let me continue walking you around the unit. Continue here on the off camp side. We've got our propane, lefty-loosey to open that. Your antenna. This is a flue for your furnace inside. A couple things on that. Make sure it's never blocked. If you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Again, our water. Here's where you can plug in a solar panel that'll trickle charge your batteries. Underneath here is going to be our low point drain for draining our water when leaving the campsite, and over there is our freshwater drain for leaving the campsite. Spare tire. I recommend trying to find a cover for that. Add to the longevity of the life of that. Come around the back. We got our big doors. Your mattresses will stack on top of each other if you want to use this as a toy hauler. Storage on both sides. Our main lights and our loading light. It's really bright. A couple of 110s here. We'll go inside for more of that in a minute. I'm going to send you a separate video on your batwing awning. They show much easier than I do. Come along your campsite. Again, our water and our propane. Let's go ahead and bring out our kitchen here. 110 with GFCI reset. Here's your lighting. Here's where you can turn on your water pump to get fresh water to come out of there. And then here's where you turn on your 12-volt fridge. Push down on that, pull this out. First thing I want to do is I'm going to remove this table And this table will hook up out here. Show you how to do that real quick. Literally, you have to lift this straight up out here. And once that's up off there, now we're going to set it on these lips here. Those little buttons right there. Back this up. You want to be careful that you don't bump up against your trailer. And there is our outdoor table, our 12-volt fridge. Turn that fridge on here to run out battery, otherwise it's running off your plug. You have to plug that in here. Your quick connect LP will pull out and connect there for this griddle. The arms here will fold out. When your propane is turned on, turn this to light, press it in and hit your spark. That'll turn that on there. Both will light the same way. When you're putting this away, lift up on that. That allows these to fold in better. Got some storage underneath here. Safety strap to hold this in here. You can remove this and just use it as a cooler. You got a safety strap. Put that on there for travel. For a table back. You're going to slowly remove it from there. Put it back on there. Now to push this back in, you have to push down on this button. Then your fridge is, when you're plugged in here, running out of power, switch it to 12 volt, turn it on there. Don't pull down on this door, make sure you release it correctly, otherwise you can break that door. And again, make sure you lock that for travel. Coming up front in our big storage area, again will be our battery disconnect. That'll disconnect all the battery power to the unit. Our tie down ropes for our batwing awning and our hose. That covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Again, coming in our entry doorway, to my left is going to be my main lights. These accents here, and then a porch light for out there. Below that's going to be our fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and anyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Above that's our thermostat. Take that all the way to the left to turn that on. You hear that crank up there. Click that to the right. Now your furnace will take a couple minutes for the fan to cycle through before it shuts off. Compared to your AC, which you just turn on and off by hand here. Lows and high and off. It'll open up your ends. Here's your max air vent that actually runs off from a remote. Just turn that on. When you do, it actually opens it and turns it on. You can change the fan speed. You can close the fan or close the top. And you also have controls you can come up here to shut it off from. Put off, that'll close that and shut that right up. Alright, down here you got a big manual area. Remote for your sound system here. Turn that on. Nice sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth, HDMI. Nice sound system. Again, our furnace returns. So clear that it does get warm. Our smoke alarm. A couple of charging ports. Speaker. Breaker box and fuses. Couple of 15s in there. 40. I'd recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. And then over here is going to be your propane detector. That is 12 volts, so that is always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, you're going to be gone for the day and you don't want this to run your battery down, use that battery disconnect up front to keep this from running it down. Again, more storage. Covers everything on the inside. Let's go ahead and put some things away. Shut off our lights. And act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite. Again, separate video coming on your awning. We will close up our awning, bring up our stabilizing jacks, unhook our water, unhook our power, get up underneath here and open up our drains, freshwater or low point drain. Open those up to get rid of all of our water. And head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this flyer for many years to come. Happy camping.